Shout out to the big homie.
That's straight wrong, bro. Salute to you, brother. You know,
Salute to
and
you, my brother. Go ahead.
yeah, this
Let's
is
hear
this
what
is
your
definitely a
thoughts are.
conversation, bro, that I get into often and a lot. Um, and shout out to those people that have faith in intangible objects. You know, God damn, you know, you got to have a lot of faith. That's like believing in the Lord. It's intangible. You get what I mean? You got to have faith. You got to really trust and believe things are going to happen. You know, and I beckon Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these fantasy coins like you're playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons from back in the day, rolling dice in order to strike a hit or a blow against a damn creature. I hearken, you know, digital currency to that realm. You know, I'm old school. You can call me antiquated. You can call me whatever. If I can't touch, taste, feel something about that item, it ain't real to me. God bless you, newfound people that just believe in digital everything, man, and you don't need to touch that shit. You damn straight. Call me old school all you want. You know, the one time I had faith and tried to have faith in the Holy Ghost and tried to do the cryptocurrency, I found every loophole and why people can steal from you so quickly. And I was about to jump a whole bunch of people in that Ethereum mining group too before it happened. I damn near was about to pull the trigger and make recommendations. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to try it out first. And I'm glad I did and didn't recommend it.
So you've been able to try out the asset. You're not just speculating from afar,
right?
Or just throwing stones.
I actually participated in a Ethereum mining group, and the mining group paid out 6 times a day. They paid out a percentage based on however many people were investing. They had legitimate running numbers and everything else. Everything went through my cryptocurrency wallet. Now, if you pay attention to your cryptocurrency wallet, why did they have a browser built inside of your wallet? That's the dumbest shit ever, because the cryptocurrency mining company I was part of, in order to gain access into the mining company, you had to punch in a web address into that URL that was sitting inside of my wallet, which means that gives them access into my wallet. And somehow they had some kind of algorithm where they could figure out my code, my keywords. And they did a direct pull. Yeah. They did a direct pull right out of my wallet and snatched everything that was sitting there and pulled it into the mining company and then shut the mining company access down. They did a basic pull after about, I think I was involved in the mining company for about 7 months, and I was showing legitimate returns on a consistent basis. It wasn't too great, wasn't too like out of whack. You get what I'm saying? So and the person that was mentoring me looked like they were already a millionaire. It's a female too, an Asian chick. Go figure.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And one of the things that I also say is like, and I get there's different camps, right? There's different camps of every ideology and every asset, right? There's people who invest in real estate that don't believe in refinance and don't believe to get debt for it. Some people believe to get debt for it. So I get there's going to be different people in the Bitcoin camp. So when we make specific points, and when I'm making specific points, then I guess I'm talking to those specific people who believe in that aspect. To the other ones who say, well, I don't believe in it to that extent, then that's completely fine. Like the decentralized part, right? Decentralization is the core foundational purposes. And then when it becomes centralized more to institutions and central banks, they're like, yes, look, it's been accepted. I'm like, wait, hold on.
They just want their slice of the pie. That's all. They want that taxation.
Cool. Now watch this. I'm cool with y'all who's saying, you know what? Yeah, I was saying, hey, decentralization, but I'm about that money bag. And if it's going to allow the price to increase, then I'm going to be happy if it becomes centralized. Okay, cool. But just be honest about it so that we know that you just moved your goalposts because profits are there now and it makes sense for you. I'm not even against that. But to say, no, still. And then, of course, the USD is not backed by gold, right? But is Bitcoin? No. So all these points that were made against the USD. This is what I'm just saying. The
Mm-hmm.
USD can take cryptocurrency in the blockchain and use it for itself. So what IP do you have that you think you control in Bitcoin and all these other brands of cryptocurrency that
Right.
the nation cannot come down and mollywop you over your head and take it from you?
And Bitcoin's biggest thing is, well, we have decentralized servers. There's servers all over. And I was going to get into Bitcoin mining. I was going to set up a server farm. I thought of every different way of making money ancillarily. You get what I'm saying? High speed, low drag. Don't have to worry about it. Just let it sit there and make money for you. Make money work for you. So I've looked at all those avenues, and the power situation is always going to be an issue. Obviously, you're running servers; they run hot. The GPU market, that's huge. Why, your favorite NVIDIA has always been high on the market because there's GPUs who are running a lot of the Bitcoin servers. And I don't know if you realize about 2-3 years ago, there was a major GPU dump on Bitcoin. I mean, on those GPUs, because they were basically saying Bitcoin had been already hit their marker of however many available coins that were out there that they allowed on the market. So then China started to gear down, and then they threw all these used GPUs out on the market where if you're in the computer market, you're like, oh man, I can build computers for dirt cheap with these high-end fucking GPUs that are selling for dirt cheap. Well, that's because the Bitcoin market had kind of teared off a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now you're getting into GPU markets for DeepSeek and some other processes when it comes to AI. So now the GPU market is going back up again.
Yeah.
If you watch trends and you understand tech, you kind of see why things are happening for what reason.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
No. I get what you're saying. And I also would double down on this. Look, guys, I'm not on your team. I don't have a problem with my government like that. I don't got no beef with America like that. So what I'm saying is, I know about real life a little bit too.
Right.
And I know one thing, just like China did to Bitcoin many times in its history, it all banned them, right? So net, China's going to come out with their own cryptocurrency pegged to their own national currency. So it won't be no Bitcoin, because the moment that happens, they'll ban Bitcoin. And the only cryptocurrency that's allowable in China is the yuan, it's the CBDC. So at that point, guys, you got to realize that regulation is going to come in and destroy your investment vehicle to the point where there's no way I could have a nation. If I had Wakanda, right, and I had Wakanda coins, and somebody came in and said, everybody use Bitcoin in my nation, and I had no control over the money supply as a government authority, that is insane. And especially saying that, what was it, 2% of accounts held 95%?
That's insane.
Imagine if America just went to Bitcoin and everybody was using Bitcoin. There'll be 2% of people controlling the entire money supply. They would have it in their control over all of America. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't that sound like an oligarchy?
Yeah, that's an oligarchy. That's Illuminati right there. That's the new world order right there. God dang.
Yeah, that's
95.
That's insane.
I didn't even know that. That's wild, my guy.
Yeah,
Elon don't even own that much. Like, no rich dude own that much of his company now. It's mostly, like we said, right? Normies, pension, institutional money. Like, it's a split, like 50-50 between institutional money and retail, but mostly still institution, which is the people. So let me highlight this real quick. Digital Nomad says, I bet all this wasteful spending being uncovered by Doge is bolstering their ideology about crypto. What do you think about that, Ron?
No, because Doge is, I don't care what Doge is doing. I don't care. There's no way they're going to destabilize the American dollar and push everybody towards Bitcoin when the national dollar or the American dollar is based off of our gross domestic product, which is the highest in the world, which guarantees us autonomy when it comes to how much our dollar is worth worldwide. Why would anybody sign up for that deal?
Because people hate America. I think what he's trying to get at is definitely like this will boost their ideology because what they'll say is, look at all the misuse of the money. See, that's what I'm talking about. The money supply, the US government. It's another dig when you uncover all this quote unquote corruption or misuse of money or misappropriation of funds. And
Right.
so net, that's going to give them more fire to make their arguments and claims. Hey man, we told you the USD was trash, even though the rest of the world, 8 billion people run towards the USD when they have economic problems.
Collect it, stack it, China, everybody.
Ignore that though. Ignore what all the other galaxy, all the other humans, they're stupid. They don't get it. They don't understand.
Think about this. China was a global provider of mining for Bitcoin. All these GPUs, all these server farms.
True.
And then the minute they got out of the GPU market, they tried to buy up all the available cash assets of the US dollar and start stockpiling it. But then they're also part of what? BRICS. What the fuck?
Baby.
Yeah, why are they part of BRICS if they buying up all the American dollars? Y'all don't know how to think outside of no goddamn box. Y'all just walk and think in a straight goddamn line.
Facts.
And you fall for the okie doke every time.
The okie doke. Shout out to the Globe Spinner. Good evening to you, man. And he says shout outs to Ronin Travelers and Digital Nomad. The Global Spinner also says China is well diverse. Man, China's a problem. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. I love America, but China, they're a problem. But I don't think they're a problem that we cannot defeat.
Right.
And I would say I want to defeat them. I know you guys don't want to because a lot of you Americans, y'all got that spirit of equilibrium. They gonna come in and kiss us on the bosom. Like, what's your thoughts about what the Globe Spinner just said, RT?
China has diversified. Hell yeah, China's got to diversify. Name 20 products that China puts out globally that's not produced by somebody else. They're just paying them to manufacture. I'll wait. They don't make that much shit. What they do is they reproduce the shit we give them, and they're good copycatters. They'll take a fucking patent and run that shit into the ground, making 50 different other ways of that same goddamn thing. But they ain't invent it. They're good at manufacturing. They're good at processing. And we go over there, and other countries go over there to have them manufacture our goods and services. India is competing with that. They're poor enough, and they started putting their people into, industrialized type of background so that they could start winning over some of that business. China's becoming too wealthy, and they don't want to do as much processing. Just like we got lazy when we started making money as a global economy. And, your immigrants started coming in and doing the work that we normally would have been doing, is work the land and do all the poor stuff. China's getting to that point too, and India's starving still. And they're neighbors. And guess who they're also involved with? BRICS. What the fuck? That's two countries that don't agree with each other, but you're trying to break a global currency to take over what the US dollar is already doing reliably, consistently for 40, 50 years now? But y'all want to go with this fantasy digital currency and boost it up.
Yep.
I damn near want to say that's anti-American. I'm just saying.
And remember, guys, this is a money show, but the reason I say it is because the things I say on this show is attempting to get you to realize that the American economy is one of the greatest economies that the world has ever seen.
And they're jealous.
And they're peanut butter and jelly jealous, right?
Here it is. Here it is.
He's motherfucking peanut butter and jealous. These fuckers hate us because they ain't us.
And that's true, guys. I know it's hard to believe. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because all I say is, look, don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. The rivers and the lakes that you're used to is what? 401ks, IRAs, and just real estate in America. Do a house hack. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the 410K IRA you used
S&P
to.
500.
S&P 500, I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. Come on, TLC.
And that was
It telling you
TLC,
what
not
to
even
do.
talking about money, but they damn hit it on the fucking nose with that one. You know?
Yeah. Don't move too fast, guys. Slow down. Get yourself exposed to some investments like the S&P 500 mutual funds, ETFs, and then the 401k. Why? Because you'll start to see, okay, I see what's happening here. When this company has a revenue and the revenue is increasing or they reduce their expenses, these things can lead to a higher performing stock, a better price, a better market appreciation, a better return on my dividends. And you'll be able to understand that. So now when I say, hey guys, come here, I got a new investment for you. You'll be like, yo, what's that? And I start laying it on thick. You start looking at me like, nah, bro, why would I change? I'm getting paid dividends right now from a public company that disclose how much they make on an annual basis,
Right.
tracked by another body that makes sure any documentation they handle is not corrupt, is not manipulated, it's
Fair and
not
on the up and
fraud.
up.
Fair and up on the
The,
up and up. And
the FCC
when
don't play. They will come
and they
get
don't
you.
play. And when the guys who don't do that, they get got. You know, it might take a while for them to get got, but they get got, right? And if they get got, there's a process that we're familiar with to recoup investors' monies. There's levels to things that will be paid out according to its position in the lien of who's going to be, of course, recouped if funds are lost or if the business defaults. So guys, this is all I'm saying. Once you just not move too fast and don't go chasing waterfalls, you'll have this information. You're trying to chase returns. Start chasing the knowledge and the information and the skills. It's going to lead to returns, but you need to have it. I'll end it right there. Let me address some of the stuff that, shout out to the big homie, the Globe Spinner said. China steals IP, intellectual properties, technology,
All
and
day.
it creates situations where the low-key fund wars in Africa and elsewhere, but they just don't outwardly state it. No, if anything, like the Globe Spinner said, they act as if they did nothing. Digital Nomad follows up by, I think an argument will be people call crypto a scam, but members of our government are scamming taxpayers by stealing and misappropriating money. Interesting.
Who are they stealing from, though? I need further clarification. They're stealing from themselves, the government, or the American people, because you can reprint dollars all damn day long. But it doesn't change the fact that the American dollar is based off the GDP.
Yeah.
Still tangible.
So digital, go ahead and just make a clarification in addition to what you said.
I think he just did.
RT just said. Yeah, we'll chat.
Yeah.
The Globe Spinner says, shout out to the Globe Spinner, they also hack a lot of American, Japanese, and European companies, in the countries. So yes, that is true. That is valid. That does happen. But most Americans don't want to believe that. China's only there eating rice and being nice. Shout outs to Digital Nomad. Digital Nomad says, but at least our government has an agency that looks for and fraud and attempts to right its wrong. I don't think crypto has that. I'm not aware of it. Are you, RT? I might not.
No,
just might be.
That was the point of decentralization. They don't want eyeballs on shit. The verification in itself and the process of how cryptocurrency moves around is by IP address identifiers through server networks. And the reason why they want to have redundant networks, because they propagate all that information through multiple servers so that no one server has all the information. So it can't get hacked. It can't be disseminated. And at least 5 or 10 servers all have to verify the same fucking information in order for a transaction to go through. That's where the delay and everything is when you spend money on Bitcoin. Y'all didn't think I knew all this shit. I'm trying to tell you, I do my research before I open my mouth. So there's a lot of shit that goes on before a digital currency transaction can happen with verification points and all this other stuff through all the server network farms of wherever your data is stored throughout this redundant server network. Now, my biggest problem with that being a techie and understanding global warfare, the first couple EMPs that go off and there's no fucking power, I don't give a fuck how much money you got in Bitcoin. Guess what you about to do? You going back to gold, silver, and barter and trade. Fuck that Bitcoin. That shit ain't gonna do shit for you once a EMP goes off and knocks out your server farm.
Oh, facts. Yeah, you said that. I was about to say they're about to go to tricking. But yeah. That too. You know, you guys are gonna be out here hurting. You're gonna be out here on the block selling something. So net is going to be a problem, and I think that's a valid point. Now, guys, again, money show, right? How does it relate? We're trying to just give you that confidence that you need, the information that you're not hearing by most people about America, because most people are out here not only trying to leave America and flee America, right? And of course, that's cool. I live overseas. I ain't hating, right? But one of the biggest things that we should not do is definitely flee our money from America. You get me? Now, here we go. We're going to have one of these guys on Fort Capital. It's a company I used to invest with back in the day, but he made his own podcast. He's talking about how China 17 years ago, how much money would you have made if you would invest it, if you could, into the Chinese market? Let's see what he says.
That there's an economy in the world that's going to grow 500% in the next 17 years.
So right here, he says that the economy over the last 17 years in China grew over 500%. You'll say, oh my gosh, right? I want to invest in China now. Hold on. Let's see what that means, though.
They have capital markets. You can put your money in there. How much do you want to put in? You would say, I'm all in, I think.
Yeah.
How much money did you make if you invested all of your money in the largest index in China, the Shenzhen Shanghai 300, 17 years ago? You've lost 35% of your money.
Yep.
The GDP's gone up 505% and you're down 35%. In America, our GDP is up in the last 17 years about 75%, and you're up 440% investing in the S&P 500. And you didn't have to discount Xi Jinping risk. You didn't have to discount the fact that no Chinese companies submit themselves to PCAOB covered audits. You don't have to submit yourself to the theft, the graft, everything that goes wrong over there.
What did you say?
I said, what I say about the S&P 500? What I say? Consistent growth. And JM says, you're leaving money on the table, Ronin. And I responded back and said, salute. But guess what? All money ain't good money.
That happens too. That happens, guys. I think we're not used to that. Like, that happens. People tell me, like, and shout outs to JM. JM says, you're leaving money on the table, Ronin. Okay. And that happens. You have to be able to make those decisions. You're leaving money on the table. All right.
I'm not willing to take that risk.
Guess what? Have you seen the market recently? It's in the red. I missed money. I could have called a short. I could have short a bunch of stocks. I don't, that's not what I do. That's not my specialty. And okay. So there's money always on tables. Right? And so what you're really having to look, and again, this is why I said it, wait until my book comes out, guys. It's going to have money, energy, attention, and time. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. But then also risk. Money, energy, attention, and time, and risk. Those are the metrics in which I look when it comes down to investing or doing anything. How much money do I need to spend? How much money am I getting back? How much energy and attention do I need to give it? Do I need to trade time, and how much? And what is my risk? And so, yeah, I could miss a lot on the table by not investing in crypto, but that happens. Especially if you're a newbie. The only thing I want to emphasize is get some fundamental experience and understanding of investments. So when you're kind of actually going into there, you're just like, look, bro, I had a homie, I said something to him, RT. I was like, yeah, this da-da-da-da. He was like, yeah, I get it. He was like, bro, I spend about 2% of my annual income on crypto. He's like, it has so much of an amplifier and a multiple, I could turn, let's say, a $10 into $100. And that's okay with me to risk that amount of money for that amount of increase in reward, right? But It's so small compared to my entire portfolio, it's no problem, right? That's cool. I'm like, yo, that makes sense to me, right? But when you say, hey, I'm throwing the whole barnyard and the whole entire dream and scheme and my future into it, that's when I just say, okay, be a little bit cautious, okay? That might not be the best strategy. There are some fundamentals that we can pursue here.
One big swing and you're fucking done. They call you to the table, yo, you need to pay your loss.
Yeah.
Then what? You don't get 24 hours. If they put a market call on you, you're done.
You're selling plasma. Shout outs to everybody in the chats, man. Anybody wanted to come up, man? We got the panel. It's open for y'all to have a conversation. This is Money Talk. We love to talk about the market.
Let me jump in
and
my
again,
chat.
okay, shout outs to you. And then that doesn't mean we right. I'm not saying I know everything and Bitcoin for sure is the stupidest thing. This video might age bad for me, but I don't think it would be bad for me anyways, because it's more, for real, it wouldn't do bad because I'm more of like, look, bro, I don't know everything. I'm not the genie of the economic future of the world and the galaxy. So net, these are my thoughts, right? But what are your thoughts about it? What are other people's thoughts about it? What do you guys think about this whole entire Bitcoin and then also the future of our economy, which is the USA? Shout outs to the USA all day. I think it's the greatest. USA. I swear we're winning. Mans is winning. And I think the future is only going to get more interesting. Shout outs to JM. He says, my retirement plan will come from the S&P 500. Sounds solid to me.
Very solid, safe investment area.
What about the Shanghai 500? What about the African 500?
Yeah.
What about the European Union 500? I don't even know if European Union got 500. So maybe the European 100. Like, the greatest thing that came out of Europe is maybe ARM. That's it. And ARM wouldn't even be a semiconductor and chip company if we didn't get hated on by regulators, because NVIDIA attempted to purchase ARM. But, European regulators and I think a little bit American regulators, but mostly European, blocked it and struck it down because they were like, man, we ain't got nothing of value. This is the only company.
So we got. Don't take it from us.
The other biggest valuable company is LVMH. Like, you get me? So it's LVMH and ARM. So
So that even goes to show you a lot of these European markets and a lot of these Europeans, they're stealing their money from where? Africa.
No, they're not. They love them. It's only the evil American empire. Shoot. At least the Africans might know we dislike them. But for the other guys, everybody think they like them. It's crazy.
They got their eyes. They got their blindfolds on, bro. They just walking around blind. They don't know.
Facts. And then the globe spinner says Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And then also for me, man, I'm an American. I don't got no citizenship in Africa. So I know I ain't caping for them. They ain't cape for me. JM says, what do you think about the mineral deals with Ukraine? I think that's conversations. I don't know too much about it. What?
I think that's the biggest reason why Russia went into Ukraine. Russia has been reeling ever since the decentralization of the USSR. Because when all those little countries broke away from Russia, Mother Russia, they took all their wealth with them. They didn't get to dip into those countries and their mineral rights anymore. Now those countries get to establish their own wealth. They have their own oligarchs that are no longer having to pay homage to Russia. They missed that. Russia's broke. Have you ever watched a Russian YouTuber go into a grocery store and say what's in stock that day? Ah, damn. It's bleak in Russia.
How could you say that?
And then let's talk about their military. Their military equipment is so antiquated. They don't have redundant systems. Some of their stuff is old as hell. You ever see a movie where they had to beat on the machinery in order to get it to start? There you go, Mother Russia. That shit is still real.
That's funny. But don't talk about Russia like that. Like what? I can't say what's real. The Globe Spinner says, pay attention to Congo. For what? What Congo doing, Globe Spinner? What the Congo doing? They got
the
another
people being abused. Yes.
They shooting another Blood Diamonds movie in the
Shit.
Congo? Nah, I'm just kidding. What is going on down there? Look, guys, man, Africans, y'all need to figure it out for yourselves. But Africa is, man, it's got potential, but potential don't mean a damn thing. So at the end of the day, you gotta go out here and squabble, boy.
Thank
Just
you.
like China has done for itself. As much as I talk crap about China, they've been squabbling.
You know what
Right?
African nation I boosted up
Go ahead.
the biggest country I boosted up since for the last 2.5 years now.
Deal, or how on the magnitude of big deal to small deal, how big a deal is this?
I mean, if
What'd
you
say,
read,
Rob?
I'm waiting
me
for
ask you
that. I'm waiting for you to stop that. I didn't want to talk over it.
All
The
right,
biggest,
go ahead.
the biggest deal I've seen in Africa, Burkina Faso. If you don't know that country, go look it up. It's a young ruler, a young military ruler. I think he was a captain by the time they overthrew the original government. They started kicking everybody the fuck up out of there. They started reclaiming a whole bunch of their stuff. Matter of fact, they inspired the African Union to start kicking the French out of so many other nations, because the French have been taking so many resources from these African nations and promised them at least $2 trillion per year, some payment like that, and never paid up. So finally, the African Union got so fed up, they kicked their representation out of the African Union. Then France was so upset, they tried to unify so many nations. French Foreign Legion was going to go into Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso went in and got at least 3 or 4 nations to bind together with their military and say, come on, bring it on. Guess what the French did? Turn around and said, nah, we're going to go ahead and pull out. All they have to do is rise up and fight. There's more of them than there are of any other nation that's down there. But until they get the gumption, and we FBA is getting arguments all the time about that with Africans. They so docile and so browbeat that they think they can wait them out. Wait them out for fucking what? You guys have the majority of all rare earth metals and minerals. It could be Wakanda down in Africa if the people would just rise up and do what they need to do. And the government aren't so fucking corrupt by the outside nations' influences to keep them so destabilized. You understand destabilization? I think my brother over here understands it because we both worked in top secret positions where we understand destabilizing countries are benefits to other nations. Okay? You want to destabilize countries in order to control the leadership. And Africa has always been destabilized for that very reason. They hold the majority of the world's wealth. But they're the poorest, or at least the poorest looking. There was even a TED talk where this lady was talking about their bills are based off of gold, but worth less than the American dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Let's see. Here we go. The Globe Spinner says Central Africa has the minerals and resources that France, Russia, and China want to access. Continued. JM also adds to the conversation. We need to get our money back from Ukraine through their minerals. I would definitely love to open up the company to do that. And then, of course, the Globe Spinner is agreeing with what RT was just preaching and dropping them uranium bars on us. And then the Globe Spinner follows that by, the problem with Africa is that most of the countries don't work together. Corruption and tribalism are what holds Africa back. What do you think about that, RT?
Absolutely. That's the way you destabilize nations. I mean, come on. We worked in Intel, bro. We understand. There are levels to this shit, and it's a 4-dimensional, 5-dimensional fucking chessboard. One move behind this move, all of these different directions. If one move is wrong, you could offend 5 other countries on the way we move around this planet. It is a huge chess piece. And while we might want to give aid to a certain country, we might not pull back, and we might pull back a little bit on giving that aid because it's actually going aid against somebody else that's a a partner of ours, say like France and Africa. Yeah, we can go in Africa and help a whole bunch of people. But if we do, maybe we're interfering with France's destabilization of that nation. And we're going to fix it to where now they can't have their control over the minerals in their land and get the things they need out of it in order to gross net what they want to have as a profit margin. Y'all got to think on a whole nother fucking level of why we don't react a certain way to certain things in certain countries, because there's other deciding factors. It ain't just a straight line.
Facts. It ain't at all. Jeez Louise. What was it? Oh, JM also followed. I'm tired of Ukraine demanding our money. Again, we kind of set that up,
Hey,
man.
to tell you the truth,
ahead.
if we given Ukraine money, we should be exchanging money to Ukraine to help them out for those very rare earth metals and minerals to compensate. And who's to say we don't have a backroom deal where we're actually getting that back? But is the government going to tell you that shit? Fuck no, they're not going to tell you that shit. They're going to say, yeah, we're expending all this money. But yeah, you're not just doing that for free. There's something else you're getting on the back end of that. And it's not just to keep Russia at bay. You getting something in addition to. Okay?
Yeah.
But we're not going to just tell the American government that. That's not the way the American government functions. We don't just tell our people everything they need to fucking know. That's why I say a need to know.
Yeah, exactly. I think, man, look, guys, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? Whether it's Ukraine, what Africans do, look, that's all their responsibility. I know what you can do is to fix what you got going on, because the same corruption and tribalism that holds Africa back, it holds you back as an American in order to seize the American dream and opportunity. Like, you're corrupt to the highest extent as a personal individual, so take accountable of that. You have a tribalist mentality, because if somebody rich comes to you and tells you, hey, here's a roadmap and here's the tools to get there. Nah, man, the root of all evil is in money. You got to do something bad and I'm a good person. You got all these different types of myths and tribalist ideas, and you peg yourself as a middle class individual. You peg yourself as a lower class individual. You peg yourself as X, Y, and Z. Everybody has tribes. And mostly your tribalistic ideologies and methodologies and etc. hold you back. This is why we say, free your mind and the rest will follow.
Damn, these songs have so many
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Damn.
Dang.
That's a big. That's
Hold
a
on.
big.
I don't even free your mind, and the rest will follow. That's all. That's the only part.
But that's the biggest part. That is the biggest part. If y'all get outside the box they teach you to stay in and start thinking outside that box, you know how much further you would go in life?
Mm-hmm.
I have always been an
Yeah.
out-of-the-box thinker. Go ahead.
Here we go. Let's go ahead and put you guys on, because I'm telling you, these things are central. TLC tried to save you, and now this young lady, because I don't know her name, it says, free your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind. Don't be so shallow. Come on, man. Come on.
Right.
And she even said this. What she say? Okay, here we go. She said, so I'm a sister buying things with cash. That really doesn't mean that all my credit's bad. Come on, don't get bad credit. She was
Hello. She was teaching. Man. She was teaching y'all subliminally. Subliminally, she was trying to hit those riffs to teach you guys something.
Exactly, man. So, guys, really, free your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, all right? And then also, like, look, just focus, protect yourself at all times, right? Definitely, I get why people were initially, right, interested in such a thing like Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, bro, invest in your 401k. The Globe Spinner follows it up by, what about Colombia, Thailand, and other countries joining BRICS? And these were countries in partnership with America. And then they're all rebelling against the American dollar and its dominance. Go ahead, RT. Lay it on.
All right. So, first of all,
These fake
you can
traders.
tie all those countries together and they still don't have the national GDP of what America produces. Secondly, a lot of these countries have issue with America, and that's why they wanted to join BRICS as a threat to say, we're going to try to build a currency to break you down because you're punishing us for some of the bad things we've done in life. Okay. Thirdly, some of these countries are also have partnerships with China and some other people, and maybe they're being paid under the table to say they want to join BRICS as an indirect threat to America to calm the fuck down. You get what I'm saying? There's always levels to the backroom dealings and the thought process of why countries say certain things. You think just because Donald Trump says a whole bunch of stuff, he can actually do it? It's the open threat and the possibility of him doing that can get people to the table, whether he does it or not. That's the same thing in military. There's certain things we can do by posturing to get you to double think, like, do I really want to go down this road? You know, Mike Tyson said you always have a plan until you get wrapped in the mouth one time. Then all that shit goes out the window and it's really what it is. You either going to stand there and fight, and in the military, we call it, you have a fight or flight syndrome. You either going to fight and stand there, or you going to be one of the guys that turn around and run and a side of danger. And I don't care how big and buff you think you are. We kicked so many people out of the Marine Corps because we knew it don't matter how big you are. If you're a pussy, you're a goddamn pussy. And they come in all goddamn sizes.
Facts. And I think also, you know, guys, I know you don't understand this because you guys don't do it, but I definitely do it. And I'm pretty sure RT has done this. Just because I got another job, let's say a job offer from a company that I really don't want to work with, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to take it. I got the job offer as leverage to renegotiate with the company I really want to stay with. Let's say my current employer. So instead of busting in the room talking about, I want a promotion, y'all promoted Big T Dog but didn't promote me. What I instead do is I go seek another offer of the same job, right, from a different company at a higher salary. Then I say, hey, my time is coming up, but I've been very interested. I want to stay here at this company because I like what this company has to offer, and I, you know, love the camaraderie. But I do have other offers. And so if you could match some of my offers, then I continue to stay at this company and continue to add value to this company. And then, but without the offer, right? Without the other, you know, job, which is, let's say, a 20K or a 10K increase, I don't have much to go off of besides, please make it happen. The company can sit and look and say, we got to train somebody else. They might not work with the team. Okay, cool. You're not just asking for it because they'll try to underguard me. They're like, you got a legitimate offer right there. You know what?
Right.
We'll bump you up 10K. There you go. Now, what does that got to do with what I just, because all these other companies doing the BRICS, it could be the same thing. I don't have any faith in no dang China that they're going to be beholden and not do the same. Man, they got less laws on the book for helping anybody beyond themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even be a Thai and go to China and become a nationalized Chinese. Like, it's not going to happen, right? Like, so net, I know that they'll never let us in. They probably won't be fair if they ever get the rock and get the power. And throughout history, especially in Asia, it has been shown that China only cares about itself and sees itself as the center of the entire universe. I know other people kind of think that, like in America, we think we're the most important, but no,
Right.
China outright says it. Like, we are the center of the earth. That's why for a long time, Japan tried to invade China. The Mongols try to invade China. Like, man, Asians got beef, guys. Don't think that they're all just one good old groupie team. So net, they probably have more insurance in like America in our systems, because How often do you get an individual seizing all the power across the whole entire land like you have in China? That's not something that we probably want to risk. So again, it's just a better leverage when they go back to the table and talk to America saying, if you want us to come back west and stop going towards east, then give us a good offer. Because we have established at least a fake rendering of what the BRICS currency will look like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
they
at
finally
least
came
you
out
got
of
something.
10 years later. 10 years later. Like
But-
SpongeBob.
But you got something, right? To
Right.
negotiate. Like, hey, we got a prototype of a product that we will launch on our own if you don't increase our salary at this company, and we can launch this product within this house. So again, it's just a bargaining piece. I don't see
Posturing,
nothing crazy
leverage,
as
all these
posturing,
things. Right.
and these things happen. But most of you guys, y'all take a national relationship as a personal relationship. Those are two different things, you know? If your friend ever came to you and said some stuff like that, you'll probably want to disown him. But this is not the same. This is not your personal friendship. We don't talk to each other like that. You know, Trump just talks so mean to Canada. You don't talk to a friend like that. That's wrong. It's like, bro, these are grown-ass men, all right? This is not your friendship. Calm down. Go ahead, RT.
Do you think America's going to retaliate or punish them for what? You know, why? They're already being punished. You get what I'm saying? Why do we need to do any more? They're already showing that they're hurting by posturing the way they're doing. You know, the JM thing I definitely want to talk about. You know,
Okay,
with
let's get
HR
to
one
it.
in
Hold
the yeah.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Let me get to it. First,
JM,
the Globe
sorry.
Spinner says, do you think America should retaliate or punish them? Followed up by what JM says, everybody is replaceable obstacles. They will tell you to go and they will find other dude. That's how it works, I'm assuming he's trying to say. And then they will tell you to go kick rocks with your job offer now. That's what you think?
Right.
Then watch this. Then I do. And I go get paid more. What the heck? What the heck?
That's how that works.
That's how that works. Like, what? Am I missing something? And probably not, because you don't even think like a business. If somebody came to me, it's business. If I'm looking at it and saying, okay, I'm going to have to find somebody else with a 10K reduction to keep it at that pegged. If they added value, most likely it might be legitimate. If they're a bum, then I'll go tell them to kick rocks. No different than if a bum comes with a bummy bricks prospect and it has no potential, America could just tell them, go kick rocks. But if it's a real legitimate offer and it's a real legitimate employee, then of course I'll consider it. But again, that's what you guys think. And that's why you never do it. And that's why you never raise in the ranks. That's why most people fail.
Yes.
It's because they think stupid stuff like that. They're like, they're just going to tell me to go kick rocks.
I'm not going to
First
say
of
it's
all, the
stupid.
company will
It's
not
true.
do that.
It's true if you're an at-will employee. And this is one of the things I tell a lot of people, even people
Go
that
ahead.
talk to me on the back end. Yo, I got this job offer. Get it in fucking writing. Get it in fucking writing. Okay. And the reason I say this is California is notorious for at-will employees. They hire you for whatever. Get the work out of you and fucking fire you the next day. No fucking personality whatsoever in some of these countries. They don't give a fuck. And as they tell you, when you die, you're going to be replaced within 2 weeks. You're not going to be missed anyway. So partially what you're saying, JM, is absolutely correct. The company will replace you unless you're irreplaceable or you have a contract. Guess what I do when I go to work for companies? I have an employment contract with terms and conditions on firing. If I violate those rules, then yeah, they can fire me. But just because they want to, oh, fuck no. Me run up against somebody that wants to try to take my job from me because they think they're better, but they haven't proved it in corporate at all. Oh, hell no. I ain't got to worry about that. All I got to do is worry about being productive. And I had a company, per se, let's say HR. HR didn't want to get rid of me. I left because I started dating a woman in the same company that I had this contract with, or I was working for. So they were like, well, you're dating a married woman. Well, technically she was separated before we started dating. But yes, she worked for the same company, and I was an executive manager, and I held 2 countywide contracts, which means I was implementing in charge of throughout 5 different regional stores to produce all this product for these 2 counties. Used to be a company called CompUSA, and I worked in the government sales side. So they were like, well, we can get rid of you. Do you think you're going to keep that contract? Let me tell you something about sales and personalities and people. People buy from people, not companies or brands. If you have a great relationship with somebody, they can never talk you out of dealing with that person because you know that person, you know they're going to be reliable. I was that guy. So guess what? When I decided to leave because of that excuse, and that was the only excuse they had, and they thought they were going to benefit from all my hard work and the contracts that I had the 2 largest counties in the country, which are San Bernardino and Riverside County in California, under contract. And they were trying to dismiss me and benefit from those contracts. Don't you think I should be getting some residual for earning those contracts for anything they sold? I'm supposed to be getting commission, right? That's why I work. If I'm getting commission, I'm not going to give you an ability to take away my fucking earnings. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you're corporate America. If you want me, you're going to pay me a fucking premium. That's the way I go into any fucking job I work for. And yeah, I had a contract. And then when I left, because they said I had some immoral fucking breakage, I went right over to the competition who knew me well and competed against me and lost so many other fucking times. They hired me the same fucking day. I walked in there. All I had to do was go to the procurement offices of both of those counties and say, guess what? I no longer work for CompUSA. I work for this company called Icon. I'm sure you guys know that company as well. Same level, everything else. But unfortunately, they had already an executive manager over government sales. I still got a commission on everything that's sold. I didn't have to do shit. And I brought every bit of that business from one major company over to another. Don't tell me what HR can do. Yeah, they can do it, but to the detriment of the fucking company, especially if you hold a key position. So yeah, they can do it. Is it going to help their company at the end of the day? It depends on who the fuck the person they're firing is.
Exactly. And
but I never went in with a loser mentality when I work for people.
Nah. And again, you just gotta look. This is why when women say we're paid unequal and it doesn't make any sense, most of it is in what people do. It mostly is in your lack of negotiation, your lack of pushing back. And it's not even push back like fight the system. Like, of course, I'm not telling you to go in there and you're underperforming at work and ask for a raise, right? But I'm saying
that's a no-no.
You're asking for a raise.
That's a review and some paperwork that says, oh, if you don't improve, right? We got you on the timer now.
But if you rate a raise, or if you think, you rate that raise and you've been adding value, then this is what I'm saying. Don't go in there with hopes and dreams and a stupid ass conversation. Go in there with legitimate offers on the marketplace to show that there's other entities which see your current skill set as valuable as paying you at X amount on an annual basis. That's what you're going in there like, right? I'm not going in there and trying to create a story with another seller of a property. I'm going in there with competing offers. I'm going in there with comps, comparables. Like, this is what the market rate is for someone at this skill set and this level, right? These are my projects that I have accomplished. Now, if a company tells me to go kick rocks after that, then I'll take the new job offer because they're going to pay me the fair market value that we have discussed on a one-on-one basis. That's it. It's not a lose-lose. A person talks like that, kick rocks. A company doesn't talk like that. Company is going to deal with it in a professional manner. And then even if that person's unprofessional at HR, then so be it. Who cares? We keep moving on because we just got a new job offer. Like, right. Again, it's not crazy. Now watch this. You go in there and ask for it, then they tell you to go kick rocks and you got no job offer. How does that sound like a better angle to go at it? And that's how maybe I would say 90% of people go at promotions. Would you agree? Do
no
you
leverage.
think 90% of people
no leverage,
go
no
in there with
no
leverage? tears and dreams in their stories and think their story's so special and the sacrifices they made are so important that it should rate, that HR should just open up their eyes and open up the books. You guys sound crazier than me saying go in there with an actual competing offer. Go in there with something where someone else in the marketplace outside of you in your own mind, right, in a similar industry says, nah, your specific service and your specific skill set and background will give you this. That makes more sense.
Right.
Than to go in there with your dream story. Man, see, that one Christmas, I was in here and I missed dinner with.
I don't know for the life of me why so many, like I said, I was in management. Why the life of me, so many employees would come in my office and break down. And I understand you're having a tough day. But if you think a tier is going to affect the fact that you're going to make more money or not, and women do this more so than men, they'll go in and start crying or having a bad day for whatever reason. Okay. As part of management, you got to kind of cater towards certain people's personalities in order to get the best performance out of them you can. You got to work with those type of people. And yeah, it becomes tiresome sometimes on management to get the best performance out of someone. At a point, it becomes futile. And you decide whether you're going to keep them or you're not. But at the end of the day, women turn on the waterworks more times than not in a corporate environment to try to get an advantage and to try to gaslight management. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work even on other women. Other women look at it like, bitch, you just turned that shit on. And I'm sorry, in the sales market, women are sharks, bro. They're sharkier than men. They will cut you from stem to stern, stab you in the back for a promotion. You got to look out for women in sales more than you got to look out for dudes. At least they stab you straight up in their face. Like, hey, it's a challenge. We going for it. Okay. Not a woman. That's it.
Yeah, facts on the city. No. No, you were speaking facts. I was making a shake. Making a shake because we was out here trying to get right health-wise. You feel me?
Right.
Hey, so RT, man, it's February the 25th. What's goody? When is the takeoff date?
April 2025, I'm up out of here. Next month, all I'm doing is packing and doing packing, storage, giving my dog to my mom, storing my weapons and some of the stuff that I'm going to keep for the house for when I come back. The rest of the stuff I'm selling or throwing away. I don't give a fuck.
Greatness, man. How do you feel about achieving, I would argue, the American dream? How does it feel, especially on the crest of it? I know you've been living a good quality life, right?
Right.
But this is definitely a new chapter.
It is.
What would you say? Yeah.
You would think I would be nervous or worried about this and the other. I'm actually at peace right now.
You're not no punk.
A month before the fucking storm of all this moving and all these other things, I'm actually at peace right now. Because I know that's where I'm headed toward peace. I don't even have the pressure of whatever is going on here anymore. While everybody's worrying about what Donald Trump is going to do in the next turn and this and the other. I'm like, I'll see y'all in 2 to 3 years whenever I can get old girl back if I wind up doing what I think I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? But I even plan on coming back to the United States. When the dust clears, I'll be back here in Texas buying a house here. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do in the Philippines. I'll wind up buying property there, building something there, getting something established that maybe her family can run while I'm gone. Getting them I believe in helping family. That keeps them out of your pockets, if you think about it.
The best
you set them up for success. Yes. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I'm so excited.
For that next evolution and transition in life. Yeah. And I tell people you live lifetimes. I've gone through my lifetimes. I've gone through my trials and errors. I've gone through my lifetimes of being married, raising children, maybe even raising more children. I've gone through those and learned my life lessons to where, the next life lesson is more like, man, I done gone through all this. I done been through so many things. I done seen life change in front of my eyes. that at 57, man, I'm good. I'm literally so damn relaxed. I thought I would be more stressed out right now. And I'm not.
Facts. Yeah. And what role, at what level would you say that financial literacy has played on realizing this life that you're definitely finna step into?
I tell people all the time, I was at such a level where I ran an agency with over 300 agents. And those agents all got me paid, aside from my own production. Okay. So I was making money hand over foot. I gave all that shit up. All of it. All my clients. I had over 5,000 clients, 300 agents. All of that was making me money. Every day. I didn't have to do anything until I wake up. I'm getting paid. You know, but I gave all that up for my sanity. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you know how money works, you can put that faucet on drip anytime you want, or you can open that motherfucking valve up and let that shit fucking flow. It's all on what you want to handle and how much you want to handle. So at the end of the day, you know, do I know how to make money work? Can I go into a situation? You know how the military teaches you to make things work, you know, adapt and overcome, do whatever the fuck you need to do, whatever it takes. Matter of fact, that's my unit insignia from the unit I was in, that I have on my chest. I know how money works. I know how to assess economies and systems. I know how to look at something, say there's a need here, and make a product out of it in order to make it work. If I needed to make money at any given time, I know how to turn the waterworks back on. That's the great thing about knowing about money, investment, knowing how to start a business, run a business, setting up infrastructure. If you know all these things, there's nothing you should be afraid of when it comes to your economy, how much money you make or don't make, whatever people's perception of success was. And I told you guys plenty of times, I've worked with plenty of millionaires and I asked them, what is your number? Some of them have one, some of them don't. You know, what's your fuck you number? You know, you think you can't talk to a millionaire like that? Man, they're the most laid back people in the world. Why? Because they don't have no fucking stress. I'm at that point. And it doesn't mean I'm a millionaire. It just means I know what to do if I lose money or if I need extra money. Yeah. I know how to turn that on.
And it seems to me, even having financial literacy is important for this next phase of your life. Because what are you really doing when you step into the life of not only that woman, but also her family?
Correct.
It's establishing a structure of financial literacy so it could be sustainable.
Yeah.
Right?
Building legacy not only for myself and her, but for her family.
But that's where it's not just like, oh, the financial literacy was good for you. Like, look, if you didn't have it in America, let's say you took a lick and you won, hit it big on crypto.
Right.
And then you went to the Philippines to live your life out, right? You're like, I'm done. I hit it big, which is a lot of people's dream when they invest, right? And especially something like crypto. Now you still don't have the financial literacy. What is that Filipino and that Thai or whatever family now? You got no financial literacy. You're going to be flying back pretty soon with no money. Not necessarily because they robbed you. It's because you're just illiterate with financing. You would have lost the money in New York or the Philippines. It don't matter. It just would have been a smile and a good sunshine. That would have been the big difference.
Right. At least you got some beach weather for a while, a couple years.
Yeah, at least you got some beach weather for a while. You'd be one of them guys having to go right back to America and say, dang, it didn't work out. So again, financial literacy is essential in understanding these things. So whether you hit the lick through Bitcoin or if you take it from, you know, let's say the more traditional route, I think financial literacy is, as you can see, important for RT, and he's going to live his best life. And I'm pretty sure he's not sitting on the internet crashing out, talking about he's finna go his own way because he couldn't figure out a way.
I need help.
It's a difference between just going your own way and figuring out your own way. So I hope you guys can figure out your own way, women and man. And then that's how you end up winning, is figuring out your own way, not having just to go your own way. Facts. I appreciate you, RT, for being here and supporting the channel as you always do, and coming to elevate the conversation, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to learn from your mistakes. Right. You got to learn from your mistakes. Like I openly admit that I took a nosedive in Ethereum, but it was a good lesson to learn. I learned the processes. It wasn't nothing I couldn't recover from. Again, knowing how money works, you know how to take your losses and your lumps, and you can recover from them when you want. You know, I'm not leveraging the farm. I didn't kill myself losing that money. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I didn't take a bigger lump. I just took a paddling on my ass. I learned why I never wanted to encourage people to necessarily go the digital currency way. And it reinforces my thought process on what I feel like is a safer bet to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate it, and I appreciate your time, because that is important, invaluable asset. And then, as we say all the time when we close out, this is also for O2O in the channel and Ronin Travelers. He says, it is intended for information and educational purposes only. It is not investment, tax, financial planning, legal, or real estate advice. Please consult your own experts. And that doesn't mean the crypto trap hustler. You go out there and get your actual own expert to figure it out. We appreciate you guys for joining us.
Right.
As we always say, obstacles to opportunity. We are all we got as we head to the top of this journey to financial literacy. And any closing words that you have for the people, RT?
No, man, I think we put down a lot of facts, a lot of gems that people need to pick up on the replay and either add to or take away from what they're doing already, you know, and just do your research. Do your research before you're pulling your trigger. You know, what's the old adage when you're a carpenter? Measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying.
I like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. And that's a carpenter.
And that, yeah, exactly. So appreciate you. See you. I catch you later, RT. Guys, if you go check out his channel, it's Ronin Travelers. You can go check it out. Great information. And a lot of you guys need some therapy. So he does have Thursday therapies that some of you guys need to go out and check. Shout outs to the family that's over there too. Shout outs to everybody that's also on Facebook. I much appreciate your time and energy and attention, because that is very valuable to you. And I hope that this long stream will provide information for you to make better decisions in the marketplace so you could achieve your dreams just like RT and end up retiring wherever you want. Middle America, Philippines, Thailand, Brazil, who knows, right? You want to be up in the North Pole, the South Pole, Antarctica, the choice is yours, right? At the end of the day, we find our own way. We don't necessarily need to go our own way. I appreciate that, and shout outs to the greatest country in the world, the U.S. Empire. No excuses. You guys got it. We got as we head to the top. Let's get it.
Conditions. Nurture or nature. It's nature. Plus a little nurture. Your mama didn't know. The school system didn't show. You decide. Damn the school system. I decided to take control of my life. Damn the financial illiterate mother that I had. I decided to take control of my life. Damn my father dying when I was young. I decided to control my life. Damn the crack dealer stepfather that I had that used to beat me until the blood poured off my back like I was on Amistad. Damn him. I decide where I'm going to end up. Nobody else. No stepfather, no hood, no trailer park. I decide where I'm going to go. Nature. I go to war with nature. And I